Need to move across more.
Come just a little bit. Here we go.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Radio Show, only on Financial News and Talk. Now live in studio, your host, local and national real estate expert and consumer advocate, Ron Siegel.
And hello again. Welcome to Ron Siegel Radio. This is the show with no real boundaries as we discuss current events, financial markets, politics, sports, even poking fun at the rest of the media. This is the show that connects the dots of confusion delivered by conflicting media reports. We connect the dots, you know the actions you can take, how your family or business can benefit from current events. Most of all, thank you for joining me. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day. We have a very focused show. We only chat about items that affect the roof over your head, your bank account, and anything I feel would benefit you. But before we get into our intriguing content today, please join me in welcoming our featured guest.
Welcome back.
Simon Polito is in the house. Welcome.
Thank you. I always love how you introduce me with Welcome Back, Connor.
So which of the characters fits you best?
I have no clue. Actually, I've been asked that a few times, and I don't know.
Okay, just tell everybody. I don't. John, what do you think, Josh? Now, if I was going based on the thoughts or the comments we get at caravan meetings, it would probably be Vinny Barbarino.
Definitely Vinny Barbarino.
Okay, I'm just throwing that out there. Okay, yeah.
I'll go with
why
Vinny.
are you turning red when I said that? I don't know. I don't know, Simon. That's
You found my alias name.
Okay, Vinny. I don't know, but you don't sound. Let's see the accent.
Dawn, what's going on here? What's the problem?
I was gonna say your accent doesn't really sound Italian, though. Maybe I'm wrong.
Sono parlare italiano, mi sono italiano.
I have trouble with English, man. It's you're going off on all this stuff, and I don't know about the English even. So there's a problem here. Okay, so Josh is telling me I'm too loud. I'm always too loud, Josh. Okay, so we'll figure that out. Okay, but we got alias Vinny is right here with us this morning. But let me remind you, if you ever have any home or finance related questions, I am the consumer advocate looking out for you, and you can reach out to me directly, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Just remember that's the number you call anytime for assistance. When you call that number, it comes directly to me first. There are operators standing by.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
While I do have a great team when it comes to developing a financing plan, a plan to save you money, I personally work with you, even if you don't have any needs today. Save this number in your phone for future reference, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And yes, of course, we are celebrating today. Now, remember, this is an interactive broadcast. I know that sometimes it's kind of hard to explain this, but if you're listening to us on the radio, Sunday morning, bright and early, we actually record the program Wednesdays, 10:30 in the morning, right here in Southern California. So we kind of throw out there because we know that on Sunday, we're going to be celebrating National Chopstick Day. I don't know. That's celebrating Chopstick Day. It's on the list though. Maybe at my size, it's just the idea that how do you eat with chopsticks? I mean, if I ate with chopsticks, I'd probably lose 100 pounds right away. Right? I'd get bored with it. Give me a fork, give me a shovel, something along those lines. Any of the above will work, but chopsticks, it might be a problem here. It's also, the shovel will go good with frozen yogurt day. Although I do get a little bit of brain freeze from that one. Unless we put the World Nutella Day. That was yesterday.
Maybe that's why you should eat them with the chopsticks.
Maybe that would work. Okay. and nobody does this. Play Outside Day. That was yesterday. It was Play Outside Day. Ice cream for breakfast was yesterday. I think we'll just stick. I don't even want to go here. Josh, we missed this one. This one, we should have had this one here. Don't get the wrong ideas, though. Yesterday was Shower with a Friend Day. I just throw that out there. This is a family broadcast, though, so Shower with a Friend Day.
Between going outside and showering with a friend day, these are all the COVID rules we were not allowed to do.
COVID? We don't say that word here. Come on, Simon. I mean, you're gonna get me banned from Go Country. But you know, we are looking. It is, being that if you're listening to us on the radio, we are just about 1 week away from the big game. So just for fun, why don't you put your picks? Text us your picks, not Bix, picks for the big game. Who do you think is going to win? What's going to be the score? Text big game to 844-970-1990. 844-970-1990. Text big game, not soccer. We're talking about football here.
I know.
I
am biased to the world game, though.
I'm not going to ask about that because being that yesterday was National Shower with a Friend Day, I don't know what games you're talking about, Simon.
I tried to reach out to you. You didn't call me back.
Yeah, that'd be true. Moving right along here because this is a family show. It's Sunday morning. But isn't Sunday the game on Sunday? Isn't that the Pro Bowl?
It is.
So it's and Josh, we're going to have one more show before the big game. So, because we're on Sunday mornings, Go Country, 7 to 8 a.m. Big game, I think, is somewhere around 3:30 is kickoff time right here in Southern California. So, again, text big game, no spaces, big game to 844-970-1990. Let's see who's the closest to win. Picking those winners. Now, I'm going to be in Vegas for the Pro Bowl, or at least for the week right before the Pro Bowl. So I'm not going to put a bet down for you, but I might put a bet down for me. That's a different story, right? And I can get away with that one, right?
I got a bad feeling about this.
Yeah, that's generally what I say after I've placed my bet is I've got a bad feeling about this. Well, let's get on with talking about what we're going to talk about today. What are we going to talk? I don't know what we're going to talk about today, but we got to always have something to give away. And this is something I just saw that's new. It's coming out. So we're going to chat about this for just a minute. And then I'm going to tell you about the absolute best loan there is in the marketplace today. And that's my opinion, and that's the only opinion that I ever give out is mine. Because I don't know, I can't give out anybody else's opinion. It doesn't work too well. But first, I want to chat with you a little bit about some rule changes. So yes, January 5th, we did get a government rule change. And whenever we hear about a government rule change,
I got a bad feeling about this.
Yeah, I got a bad feeling about this. January 5th, FHFA, they are the parent of Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. They basically oversee both of those. And they came out and said, as of April 1st, anything that they buy, not that you buy, but anything that Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac buys in the marketplace, that would be loans, they're going to start adding costs on second homes, significant costs on second homes and on investment property. So think about this. The upfront fee that they're going to add on a loan for a second home is going to range between 1.125% and 3.875%.
Ow!
Yeah, that's painful. Why are they doing it? Well, if there's a problem in the marketplace, do you give up your primary residence or do you give up your second home or your investment property first? That's kind of the idea. So they think that maybe there could be something coming down the road. I don't think so, just because there is such a shortage of real estate in the marketplace. So there are going to be now, here's the issue. It's based on when Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac purchases the loan. Do they buy loans from you? No. They buy loans from lenders. So you have to go through the entire process, close your loan, and then once it gets sold to them, if it's after the 1st of April, they're going to tack on these fees, which means probably starting in about somewhere in 15 to 20 days, lenders for the lock or for the anticipated closing date, lenders are going to be putting these fees on these loans. Just be aware of that. So if you start seeing a big increase in rates, not only because rates have gone up by about 7/8 in the last year, but because of these extra fees that are being added. So just be aware of that. Just want to make sure that you've got that bit of information right there. The other thing that I want to share with you, and I'm going to share this in detail because there are so many people that have this misconception. The absolute, unquestioned best loan on the market is for the individuals that have earned it the most. That would be our veterans. And we appreciate every veteran. We appreciate what you do. We appreciate your service. We give a lender credit from our team at Geneva on every on every veteran loan any veteran loan that we close. So here's the issue. A lot of people think, well, no down payment. That means being a down payment assistance program. No. It's the veterans program that gives the no down payment. So the veterans have earned it. They went out there and they put it all on the line to get the right to buy a house with no down payment, amongst other things, for us to have these safeties. What about the FICO scores? Are the veterans a bad credit risk? No. As of VA Profiles 2021, the mid FICO score on the average household purchase loan, 736. Of the veteran, 750. I'm sorry, conventional buyer was 755. Veterans were 736. Household income, veteran, $92,884. Average income of the conventional loan, $69,678. So the veterans make more money and still have a very, very good credit score. But the veteran buyer has many advantages over the conventional buyer. Let's look at the advantages. No limit to the loan amount that the veteran can purchase a home. No cap if they have their full entitlement. Not to mention, it's far easier for someone to come up with an appraisal difference if there's a shortage in the appraisal, right? If you're putting nothing down, you have a little bit of money in reserves most of the time. The vet has earned the right to put zero down. Why would anyone ever have a client put a 20% down payment, only pay more in the long run? So that's not a good idea. If you've got a veteran and you're not offering them the veteran loan, or if you are a veteran and you're not being offered a veteran loan, someone's not doing their job right. VA appraisals are coming in undervalued at a rate of 15% of the time. In 2021, conventional appraisals came in undervalued 20% of the time. So even on the appraisal issue, we're better off with the veteran. Now, there's two ways that the veteran gets to appeal that appraisal, right? You're going to get a appeal the value right to the appraiser. Has to go through, I think it's called Tidewater. The appraiser got to give the veteran 48 hour or the file 48 hours before you turn in that valuation. So Tidewater tells us that. The reconsideration of value, well, the VA Regional Loan Center showed that 79% of appraisals submitted to the VA for a reconsideration of value, 79% of the time, they get a reconsideration. Maybe it's not all of it, but they get a reconsideration approval 79% of the time. Now, I can tell you, I've appealed a lot of appraisals to appraisers on conventional loans. And it's not even 7 to 9% of the time that we get them changed. Yet 79% of the time on the VA loan, they are revised. So in all aspects, the VA loan is the best loan on the market, and it's got the best interest rates too. So best interest rates, best appraisal issues, best borrowers, the integrity of a veteran that qualifies for a VA loan. I mean, that he can't question that. So veterans, if you're out there, we appreciate your service, and make sure you're getting that veteran, that VA loan. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. When we come back, how is the best way to buy a house? I don't know, but we're going to talk to Simon Polito. He might have an idea of something that's a little bit new in the marketplace that maybe it's not even new in the marketplace. Maybe it's something that you haven't heard of before. We'll talk about that with Simon. Why a move could bring you more happiness this year, and on the flip side of the happiness coin, we're going to break down the 4 phases of divorce mortgage planning, all that and more. You can reach me anytime. Off-air number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com, facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube, Ron Siegel, the number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio, your home and mortgage connection.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions, as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The Mortgage Minute today being brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva's got the programs and the products. You just need to make the call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Nikki is standing by for all of your lending needs. Mortgage Minute. So I just gave you about 3 or 4 minutes about mortgage, talking about that VA home loan. It is the best on the market. If you are a veteran thinking about buying a home, hey, make sure you go and get our home buyer's guide. And you know how much it costs? Not a thing. It's free. Compliments of Ron Siegel Radio. Visit rsrhbg.com, rsrhbg.com. Get that buyer's guide. We update them every quarter, give it to you for free, and get out there, find the home of your choice, and get to work on buying it. I mean, right now, it's a great time to be buying. I just saw an article this morning. Home price appreciation forecast 7.9% for the current year. Yes, interest rates are going up, but you know something? Who cares? If you get into that home loan at 7, with the interest rate go at, appreciation going up 7.9%. Now, as I've shared with you before, yes, we do record on Wednesday morning, so this is just a little bit outdated. As of January 27th, Freddie Mac reported 3.55% is their 30-year interest rate from their mortgage market survey, and you have to pay 0.7 points to get that. Last year, same week, 2.73%. So it's going up. That's not the issue. Now, if, as we've suggested, that we're going to have a recession in 2023, well, rates will probably go back down again. But you get to keep the appreciation because properties don't generally drop during a recession. Now, they did once or twice, once significantly, once insignificantly. But for the most part, property values appreciate in a recession. Just throw that out there for you. That is the Mortgage Minute, brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. If you're ready for that next home loan, 800-306-1990. Talk to Nikki. So this morning, we've got our friend Simon Polito is in the house. We still just calling it RECA?
Yes.
Okay, so
Keeps on your toes.
Keeps me on. Okay. I don't even know where to go with that one, but we'll just stick with, okay, Simon. What is RECA? Give us an idea, because I know you've got a very unique process.
Absolutely. So look, if you really must know what RECA stands for, it's Residential Estates and Commercial Auctions.
Ah, okay.
But I like to keep it as RECA because it gets people like yourself to ask me the question. What is it actually that RECA means, or what does RECA do?
You better be careful, because Josh is in the background. Sometimes he looks up acronyms and puts them in there and just gives me an acronym that you might think is a little different.
I'm curious to hear what he's got. Let's go.
Okay.
But now we are a non-distressed luxury auction company.
Non-distressed?
Correct. So
what does that mean?
The connotation that is associated with the words auctions primarily in California is distress, foreclosure, negative.
Right.
We don't touch any of that. We actually do the opposite. So we're only involved with traditional listings, everyday unique properties, and luxury homes.
Wow. So somebody's going to buy a luxury home with an auction.
And to your point, the most expensive property in the world right now is being auctioned in Bel Air, called The One.
The One?
It's called The One. It was on the market. Originally started at $1 billion.
For a house, or was that for the city?
It's well, that's what I say, right? It's over 100,000 square feet in size. The house got 46 bathrooms, 19 pools.
Who's cleaning those bathrooms and who's changing the toilet paper in that?
Right. I want to know who those people are.
It's called The One.
It's called The One. And the last price it was recorded at on the market as a list price was 299 million. And they are now
You think it went up that much, huh?
Well, he spent over $100 million building it.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's actually going to be auctioned through one of my competitors, but nonetheless, the awareness of what we're doing.
Where were you? Where were you taking the day off that day or something?
I must have been. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'd love an opportunity to work on this, but nonetheless, like I said, the awareness of what's happening. The record is currently here in the United States, in California.
I just pulled that up on the screen in the studio here. It's The One, 295 million Bel Air mega mansion set to go up for auction.
Yeah.
Wow.
So this is here. Auction is here. And
that's
the
pretty amazing looking property too.
It's like
I guess I
don't need 46 bathrooms, but it is. I mean, I would probably buy it, subdivide it up, and sell it into lots.
Responsible Electronic Communication Alliance.
I like that one, Josh. I won't use it, but I like it.
Residual capability assessment.
Josh, you're way too analytical.
Okay, but we're going to stick with real estate,
residential estates, and commercial auctions.
Okay.
And like I said,
we'd have to. I'm glad he leaves it as RECA.
Yeah,
because otherwise we'd need new billboards.
Well, I need to get a bigger T-shirt. I wouldn't be able to write it all on my shirt. So
doesn't matter. That's the problem with guys like you. It would fit on mine with no problem. I don't even have to use 2 lines.
Yeah. I need to use you as a spokesperson.
Just throw that out there for you. Yeah, well, I got a face for radio, so I don't know if you want me to be in person at all. I know you want me to use me as a billboard. You don't want me to use me as a spokesperson.
Well, whatever works. Whatever works.
As long as it makes money, right?
Give the people what they want, Ron.
Exactly.
The people what they want.
Hey, that's why we have World Nutella Day.
Oh,
or shower with a friend.
Come on, back to Sunday radio. Come on.
That's right. Exactly.
But the auctions are here to stay. They're not going anywhere. I've been doing them here in the United States for just over 6 years now. From the 6 years of starting to now, it's really grown substantially, become more aware in the marketplace. People are taking it on.
About 10 years ago, auctions were really big here in the U.S.
For REO sales.
But that was foreclosures. That wasn't for the...
and that was a lot of buyer beware. Buyer beware. You don't know what you're buying. Risk.
Yeah, explain that a little bit. Buyer beware.
So buyer beware is basically when you don't know what you're buying. And a lot of these foreclosures, you have to go to a courthouse step or somewhere on an online platform, and you're buying something you have literally no idea about, apart from maybe a random photo that someone's driven past and not even got out of their car and taken a photo from their window of.
Some of them you wouldn't want to get out of your car.
Exactly right. And then you don't know.
Don't drive and take pictures because it's against the law unless you're the passenger.
Correct. Exactly. Don't do that. But a lot of those homes, you could have squatters inside. You could have substantial damage inside. You don't know what you're buying. So it's always that buyer beware.
High risk.
High risk. Now, sometimes can be a high reward, but also can be a very large loss if you don't get the right product. We don't want that. We do all the due diligence before we go on the MLS with our properties.
MLS, multiple listing service.
Correct. So
you're into the acronyms.
No, I know. I'm just trying to save time.
Okay. I'm a simple guy though, Simon.
So we do all of the due diligence ahead of time, like a home inspection is conducted, a termite report is conducted, the natural hazard disclosure report is conducted, a preliminary title report is conducted, or the seller's disclosures. So we're disclosing all the material facts.
Oh, all the stuff that I didn't want to have to do, that you're doing it.
Correct. And that way then you, Ron, as a consumer who's looking to buy a property, know exactly what the rights and wrongs are with the property and can make an educated decision with confidence.
I like that idea. That works. It's kind of unique.
It's just making it a lot more fluent and a lot more transparent and honest.
And in this day and age, I would submit that, if I go to do this auction, I know at the end of the day whether I bought a house or not bought a house, because I've got some friends and some people that we've chatted with that are having trouble buying a property all the way up to the price. Highest one I've seen recently it was outbid in a non-auction situation, $3.5 million. right? And lost out. He $700,000 over the list price.
That's happening a lot. It's happening a
Wow.
lot. But here's the thing. I still, even though you just said it went 700 grand above the list price, I still truly know that there was money left on the table.
What do you mean by that one?
Because what would have happened, and I'm just making an assumption, and I know you should never assume, but I'm assuming that agent said put your highest and best submitted by a certain day and time.
Absolutely.
Now, that person, maybe your friend who missed out, maybe would have gone to that price or above, but their agent didn't write the offer at that
He
figure.
might have gone to 3.55.
Correct. Or even $500 more. He never got the chance to do that.
That's true.
With an auction, it's a transparent arena. Everyone's got a paddle. We don't stop till we finish everyone's last chance of bidding.
And is it done live or is it done?
Absolutely.
Oh, everyone's right there.
Oh, absolutely.
face-to-face.
Absolutely. So all my competitors have an online platform scenario because that's how they become scalable and but there's no personal interaction. With me, I'm at the house or I'm at a location designated and I'm literally calling it all. Ladies and gentlemen, looking for opening bids of $500,000. Where do we go from there? 510, 520, 530, 540. 545 is even better now. Look for a rise of $5,000. 550 I've got now at the back. That's how it goes.
Josh, you could get the whole show in about 15 minutes.
Absolutely. But that's how we do it. And you as a consumer, Ron, are watching everyone in that room and you can see the people bidding because they've put some consideration down into an escrow account to be able to play
you're
that
getting
day.
technical on me here. Put consideration down.
Money.
So people are pre-approved for this then, or how does the financing work?
Absolutely.
You have to bring all the cashier's checks like we did to the courtroom?
No, they're just going to have a great lender like yourself who can get them underwritten so that they know exactly what they could spend on that particular property. Not a pre-approval. Pre-approval is more of a generic, as you know, give them a rough understanding of what they could spend around. But the underwriting will actually give them a firm number on that specific property as to what they could spend up to.
So it's on that specific property. That becomes a questionable issue. So I want to talk about that when we come back and talk more with Simon Polito. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate current events and the financial markets. What about the appraisal? Well, we're going to figure that one out. Why a move could bring you more happiness this year, breaking down the 4 phases of divorce mortgage planning, all that and more. You can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, 800-306-1990. 800-306-1990 or ronsiegelradio.com. Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, shame on you. But the replay is available. Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio. Your home and mortgage connection.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's
But it's
Home and
happening right
Finance
here,
Show
Ron.
with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions, as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The real-time real estate segment today being brought to you by the area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Text SLT Home Digest to 79564. Find your dream home before someone else does. You can also visit RSR Home Digest and get exactly what the county recorder knows about the property, what the market believes about your property, and as always, it is totally compliments of Ron Siegel Radio. You pay absolutely nothing. You get an email once a month that gives you all the details about your property. Why a move could bring you more happiness this year. We like happy. not the dwarf. I'm just talking about happiness, the feeling. Over the past 2 years, we've lived through one of the most stressful periods in recent history. Because of the health crisis, many of us have spent more time at home, and that's led us to reevaluate both what we need in a house and how much we appreciate having a safe space. If you found your current home isn't filling all your needs, you may be wondering if it's time to find a new one. There's reason to believe a change of scenery could boost your happiness. Catherine Hartley, an assistant professor at New York University's Department of Psychology and co-author of a study on how new experiences impact happiness, says, quote, our results suggest that people feel happier when they have more variety in their daily routines, when they go to novel places and have a wider array of experiences, unquote. A move could be exactly the new experience you've been looking for. If that's something you're considering to better your lifestyle, here are a few things to keep in mind. Approach your decision thoughtfully and explore your options. Buying and selling a home is a major life change, and it's not a decision you should enter lightly. But if you're questioning whether or not a move would bring more happiness, it's important to explore if it's the right choice for you. To find out more and discuss your options, reach out to a local real estate professional. They'll explain the process, including how to list your existing house or the new way with Simon Polito, and search for a new one in clear and simple terms. You should also think about your lifestyle and what you're hoping to get out of your move. What needs aren't being met in your current home? What features would bring you more joy and make your life easier? For example, are you now working remotely and need a home office? Do you crave more fresh air and open outdoor space to unwind in? Do knowing the answer to these questions can help you get started and position your real estate advisor to work with you so you can adjust and find just the right home. Consider a location with weather that will boost your mood, not the wind that's going on here right now. Ooh. Home features aren't the only thing to consider. You should also weigh your options when it comes to location. Is the weather something that's important to you? Does it have a tendency to impact your mood? If it does, you may want to factor into your move. The World Population Review shares, quote, what states have the best weather? When evaluating each state for temperature, rain, and sun, some states stand out. Climate and weather preferences are personal and subjective, unquote. Better weather can mean different things to different people. Some prefer the heat, others cooler temperatures. Some want to experience all 4 seasons. Think about what makes you feel happiest and prioritize that in your home search. If you're moving to a whole new location, your agent is a great resource with a strong network to support you along the way. Bottom line, moving could provide you with a fresh beginning and the chance to find happiness in your new home. Not only that 7.9% projected potential appreciation this year. Again, give me a call at 800-306-1990 if you want to chat about your game plan. And for all your financing needs, just give a call and ask for Nikki. She'll take care of you. That is the Real-Time Real Estate segment, again, brought to you by area trusted real estate professionals. Visit rsrhomedigest.com, rsrhomedigest.com. Continue our conversation this morning. Simon Polito is in the house, RECA. If you missed what RECA is, well, you're going to have to go back to the last segment. Shows are posted by about 6 o'clock in the afternoon each day, so Simon will be able to tell you about that. So we were chatting about some of these issues, Simon. We were talking about the getting pre-underwritten for a specific property.
Mm-hmm.
So I know most of the underwriting guidelines, everyone, and the team at Geneva, they've got it all down pat. They can get somebody pre-underwritten, so they've got a same as cash offer.
Pretty much.
But that offer generally comes with the caveat of an appraisal contingency and a clear title.
True. So we've already done going to do the preliminary title report, which will show the title is clear.
Okay.
And the best way to secure market value is by allowing a public auction to determine the market value.
Okay.
So,
will the appraiser agree with that?
Well, I haven't had a problem to date.
Okay.
Touch wood. 21 years of doing this, I've never had an appraisal not come in on the money for an auction property.
Wow, 21 years.
Never had one not appraise.
And that's not even on a VA property.
Well, VA and FHA are difficult to buy auctions through because there are a lot of contingencies that have to come along with it for code issues and whatnot. So
You would know about, but especially for both of those, you're going to know about those in advance. So you just have to put a contingent, a plan in place.
Yeah, so you'd have to negotiate that into your contract because we are looking for a non-contingent contract when we do auctions. I know with VA and FHA, sometimes there are some contingencies that are just a no negotiation. You have to have those in there. And if the seller's okay with that, then they can accept it. But in this market we're experiencing right now, there's an abundance of buyers who are prepared to remove all contingencies, which does put them that one step ahead of your VA and FHA.
Yeah, but if you have a couple of items that and generally the VA and FHA, the only contingencies that they're going to have is health and safety.
True, absolutely.
Right. So if you have the health and safety issue, but the VA buyer is willing to go a little bit higher, and he knows that his is going to get approved,
then yeah, absolutely. A bird in hand for the seller. They're prepared to take that risk on board by having a contingency period. Then that's up to them to make that decision. And with all the research and feedback we acquire over the course of the campaign, that allows them to make that educated decision whether or not they'd like to accept that offer before auction or that bid on auction.
How long does this whole process take?
It's a 28-day program. Although we've been running a 21-day program with the way the market's been. We've just shortened it by 1 week. That really consists of a 1-hour open house twice a week. So a Wednesday and a Saturday, for example, from 11 till 12. In fact, we've got one open house right now up in Hollywood and on Saturday as well. And that will be then for 2 weeks. And then on the third week, you'll have myself at the house live calling an auction.
Wow. It sounds like, well, if it wasn't in Hollywood, I might go by it just to see it.
Well, we'll be filming it live. So if you don't want to get
filming it live,
absolutely, we film everything we do live via our social media platforms.
Oh, okay.
And then we also film and edit them and use it for marketing purposes after to show other potential sellers and agents.
Sounds fast. Now, what about cost? Is it expensive to go through this process?
Absolutely not. No, there's actually no cost to the seller or the agent listing the property. We charge an opportunity cost to the buyer.
Opportunity cost.
Yes.
I like that. It's an opportunity.
In this market, everyone's looking for an opportunity to secure a deal. And now that comes at a cost. And we can
So the opportunity, so like that one that you talked about earlier, the $295 million or $1 billion house, what is the opportunity cost?
So my competitor on that one is charging a 12% fee. That is an astronomical number that we will take 10% off that. Take 10 off that. We charge 2 only. We're not here to take advantage of the market or anyone involved. We want to help people buy a home. So we charge only 2% as a buyer premium.
Okay, being that you're better at I'm a radio guy. I just talk a little on radio here. 12% of 295 million.
It's roughly around 35 million.
$35 million.
Yeah, I know 250 million. 250 million at 12% is actually 30 million exactly. Not a bad payday.
Yeah, but if I have to pay that, that's a lot of extra money.
Well, in their mind, they're like, well, if you can afford $250 million, you can afford an extra 30.
Yeah, and I would also say I can also wait and talk to the owners because there's not a whole lot of people that are willing to pay $250 million.
And that's why I say if I had an opportunity to list that property for auction at only 2%, it would have been a much more opportunistic time for any buyers coming.
I'll do it for one, and I don't even know how to do an auction.
There you go. There you go.
Right, but the bottom line is so you're talking on a real person's home.
Correct.
2%.
2%. Yeah, we've got one right now. That one in Hollywood. It's bidding to start from 1,010,000, and we've got a 2% buyer premium.
1,010,000, and it's got a what buyer premium?
2%.
2%.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's fair. I mean, that's not outrageous because you're doing a lot of extra work.
Correct.
Who's paying for all these the stuff that you mentioned up front? The appraisal, not the appraisal, but the
home inspection, termite
home
report?
inspection, termite, NHD.
That is a seller's responsibility to cover
so
that
seller's
cost.
going to take care of that.
But we will pay for all the marketing. So your home, your inside, outside still photography, your drone photography, your Matterport website, flyers. I'll have a rep at every showing. We will do your follow-ups, your prospecting, and then you'll also get me as well working on the property. So even today,
but I've seen your reps. Can we have them instead of you?
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know. Well,
it's a package deal. You get all of us.
Oh, okay. All of the above, right? That's okay.
Well, even today, the listing agent's not available to be at the open house, so one of our reps is doing that for her, allowing her to continue with her business whilst her business is still running in the background.
Nice. So always taking care of the families that you're serving.
Absolutely.
And where do you do this at? I see you said that you're in Hollywood, and do you go all over California or United States? Or
I do. Well, right now we're currently California licensed.
I mean, I can tell the Brooklyn accent that you have.
Absolutely. Normally Boston people say I'm from. But
Boston.
I'll go with Brooklyn. But no, currently we're California right now. We are looking to expand into several other states.
I've been expanding my whole life, but that's a different subject. Just throw that out there for you, Simon.
I love it. But yeah, we are looking to grow, and we're hoping by the end of this year we will have that in place to be covering from coast to coast. Can't give too much more away.
Okay, so that's exciting stuff.
It is. It is very exciting. It's a great feeling to be able to help families and get the most money out of the market when we are experiencing, like you pointed out, the last 2 years have been a whirlwind for all of us.
Well, I would be disappointed, I think, if I'm a buyer and I'm having to deal with the back and forth, right? So you tell me, okay, Ron, we've got multiple offers. Give us your highest and best, and I give the highest and best. And they come back, well, we got 17 people that have a higher and better. Do you want to do this again? And I'd say, well, you asked me for my highest and best already, but with the way you're talking about it,
well, then the thing is, they don't even tell you what you need to be above. They won't tell you that number.
So
they're telling, in a traditional sense, they're saying, oh, hey, Ron, look, we've got multiple offers on the table. We know we've already called for highest and best. We need you to sharpen your pencil, but I can't tell you what you need to sharpen it to.
Now, when we come back, what we're going to do is, are you going to tell me, Simon? We'll talk about that when we come back. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate current events and the financial markets. We're going to also chat about, if I can find my note here, because my board keeps going a little whacked on me. I've got a better outcome segment for you as well. Let's see, breaking down the 4 phases of divorce mortgage planning. We'll talk about that and more. You can reach me anytime. Off-air number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com, facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you missed any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio, your home and mortgage connection.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions, as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That's my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Speaking of 1990, no, not the year 1990. We're getting close to the big game, and I'm just trying to find out who's the best forecaster for football. Big game is coming up. I want to know who you think's going to win and what will the final score be. Just text it to us. Big game. Text big game to 844-970-1990. Big game to 844-970-1990. I want to see who you think's going to win and what's the final score going to be. Get moving on here. The Better Outcome segment today brought to you by mycdlp.com. mycdlp.com. Yes, and I've got something to give you. Of course we do. The Divorce Your Mortgage Workbook. Free. dymworkbook.com. dymworkbook.com. Breaking down the 4 phases of divorce mortgage planning. What is a divorce mortgage planning? Many times in a divorce, we are more focused on cursing or curing the problem at hand, either one, distributing real property and assets, that we forget there is life after divorce. The biggest challenge is the lack of knowledge, understanding, and preparedness of how the various pieces of the divorce puzzle fit together and truly overlap. Divorce mortgage planning is a holistic approach to the process of evaluating mortgage options in the context of the overall financial objectives as they relate to divorcing situations. Working directly with the divorce team, a CDLP, Certified Divorce Lending Professional, understands the intersection of divorce, financial and tax planning, real property, and mortgage planning. The role of the CDLP is to help integrate the mortgage selected into the overall long and short-term financial and investment goals to help minimize taxes, to minimize interest expense, and maximize cash flow. The CDLP works directly with the professional divorce team, such as the attorney, financial advisor, mediator, etc., to help integrate the mortgage selected into the overall long and short-term financial and investment goals to help minimize taxes, to minimize interest expense, and maximize cash flow. When mortgage financing is needed as part of the settlement, working with a CDLP can make the process smoother and provide more successful outcomes for the divorcing homeowners. Understanding the various phases of the divorce mortgage planning is key, breaking down the 4 phases of the CDLP's divorce mortgage planning model. 4 phases: vetting the house, qualifying income, consumer debt analysis, home equity solutions. So the four phases, and again, if you're watching us on RonSiegelRadio.tv or any of our socials, you will see this chart. Vetting the house, which entails an examination of ownership, property taxes, various valuation models, etc. There are many aspects to vetting the house, whether it's for property ownership, tax status, value, equity available. We need to take a deep dive into the details of the property because not only are these details important to the settlement process, the details of the real property itself may actually determine what type of mortgage financing is available or not available. And these details have nothing to do with credit scores and income sources. For example, is the borrowing spouse on the title of the home? And if so, have they been there for the previous 12 months? If not, they may not be able to access the equity needed to complete an equity buyout. Qualifying income. The CDLP will work with the divorcing clients and the divorce team to analyze the various income sources, which may consist of employment, support income, or no income, and how we can work together to create qualifying income through financial and tax planning when needed. This phase can become frustrating to the divorcing client when they have sufficient cash flow each month. However, not every source of the cash flow may be considered qualifying income. For example, if the borrowing spouse is receiving spousal and or child support, do they meet the required receipt and continuance tests to use this income as qualified income for mortgage financing? Perhaps the borrowing spouse has just returned to the workforce. Have they met the back-to-work requirements? It can be very defeating when you assume you have the required income to qualify for mortgage financing, but then the various sources of income cannot be considered. Consumer debt analysis can be yet another strategic move during the divorce process. When mortgage financing will be necessary, the CDLP can help evaluate how the marital and individual debt is assigned to in an effort to strategically position the divorcing spouses to be in a stronger position to obtain better mortgage financing terms. For example, is the borrowing spouse obligated on the mortgage to the marital home or the other debt that was assigned to the other spouse? If the verbiage is insufficient in the divorce settlement agreement, the debt may still need to be considered in the borrowing spouse's debt obligations. Another issue to consider is the effect closing joint credit card accounts and then opening new individual accounts might have on the borrowing spouse's immediate credit score. Home equity solutions. The mission of the CDLP and the Divorce Lending Association is to help divorcing homeowners make more informed decisions regarding their home equity solutions and mortgage financing opportunities during and after the divorce. For example, if the borrowing spouse is required to do an equity buyout to acquire the vacating spouse's equity ownership, a CDLP will not only work with them in obtaining the best mortgage options for doing so, however, they will also work with the divorce team to use the mortgage as a vehicle for financial stability and planning. Do we need to look at debt consolidation or a Roth IRA conversion? Depending on the borrowing spouse's age, maybe a reverse mortgage would be in their best interest. Home equity solutions go way beyond simply refinancing the existing mortgage. Working directly with the divorce financial team a divorcing homeowner will be in a better position to make more informed decisions as to what best fits their needs and goals. The knowledge and experience of a CDLP is key. Do you have questions about how divorce may impact your ability to obtain mortgage financing? A CDLP, Certified Divorce Lending Professional's knowledge and experience can make the transition much smoother and more successful for all parties. The CDLP brings tremendous value to the divorce team during the settlement process. Their background knowledge of family law, financial and tax planning, real property, and mortgage financing allows them to better support and assist the divorce team. Again, get the Divorce Your Mortgage Homeowner Workbook, mydymworkbook.com, mydymworkbook.com. That is the Better Outcomes segment brought to you by mycdlp.com. Continue our conversation this morning. We are chatting with Simon Polito, and we're talking about it's still new to the marketplace. I know it's been here for a while, but I think it's still people aren't used to it.
It's still evolving.
Yeah.
It's definitely become a lot more known and accepted over the last 5 years. I've just definitely recognized. When I first started doing it, probably like 10% of the market knew about this.
I think even the people that know about it, the ones that I've talked to that know about it, they've got the perception that it's expensive, right? They're dealing with this 12% fee.
Correct. Yeah. On average, all my competitors charge between 5 and 15%. And there is that misconception that we charge the same when we don't.
So it's, and you've been doing it as long as any of them.
Yeah. 21 years.
Right. So, and you come from a marketplace, not Brooklyn, but a marketplace where that's really the normal, the accepted way, the more common way.
Sydney, Australia, where I'm originally from, not the auction capital. Melbourne in Australia, in the state of Victoria, is actually the auction capital. They'll do 1,000 auctions on the front yards of their homes every Saturday.
Every Saturday.
They'll have a local news team go around and find the hottest suburb. They'll have coffee carts. They'll have food trucks. It's an event.
Do you have a food truck come to yours?
We have had it in the past.
That sounds pretty fun.
And a coffee cart. It's an experience, right? You want to invite the whole street. It's an event. And when people feel comfortable, they do things they ordinarily would not do in a traditional sense.
Interesting. Okay, so we're not going back, Josh, to talking about shower with a friend day. That's not where we're heading with this.
Well, I mean, you can, but not on Sunday mornings.
That wouldn't be good. Okay, so this sounds like it's a fun type way of doing things, but here's the issue: is I get to actually see what my competition is. If I'm a buyer, I can actually. We always know that we always think about competition as the homes being sold.
Yes.
But there can be competition as the buyer too.
Live in front of you. So, everyone who's going to be there is going to have a paddle.
Okay.
And to be able to get that paddle, they've got to put down 3% of the
back to paddling again.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Keep away from the shower story. So we have the paddle, but to get the paddle, you've got to put 3% down of the bidding to start from amount. So, for example, that one we have in Hollywood right now, $1,010,000. Someone has to deliver a check for $30,300 to be able to have a place to bid on the day of the auction.
So everybody's got a stake in the game.
Correct. And the seller knows that, which makes them realize that they've got serious people out there. And all the buyers know that whoever they're competing against has put the same amount in. It's equal playing field.
Now, we don't have a lot of time left, but what if the seller is not happy with the price?
This is where I'm different to all my competitors.
I've said that before.
They do not have to. So they don't have to sell if they don't get the price they're comfortable with. I'm not here to take advantage of families. We're here to help them.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So they don't have to sell, but I have to buy.
If you do win the bid and the seller is in acceptance of that price, then we immediately open up escrow and sign up or RPAs and then open up escrow.
So that's the residential purchase agreement.
Correct.
It seems if in this market, this is a win-win, right? The seller is going to maximize his
return
selling price.
Correct.
And as a buyer, I get to make the decision: am I going to win this bid or am I going to lose it? How far am I willing to go to win.
Yeah, and my job's to make you aware of that, that opportunity in front of you. So Ron will be like, ladies and gentlemen, at the third and final time, finished, about to go. Ron, don't miss out on the bid. I know you're not winning right now, but a $500 bid I'll take right now, sir, could get you back in the game. Don't miss out now. First, second, third, quick.
And who's going to make that final decision? It's not going to be Ron. It's going to be Mrs. Ron.
It's going to be Ron's wife squeezing your hand.
Right?
That's what I look at.
That's where it's going to come down to.
Absolutely. I look for that scenario in the crowd every time I'm calling an auction. I see a wife squeezing her husband's hand, and
knuckles.
I'm honing in on that guy because I know, one, he doesn't want to go home to an angry wife, and he doesn't want to be looking at properties for the next 4 weeks.
I might be having to chase the car down behind there.
Exactly.
What's going on here? We got some cracking a little bit here. That's okay. Hey, if you want more information about a financially sound way of auctioning off your property, if you're thinking about selling a property, give me a call at 800-306-1990. Be happy to put you in touch with Simon Polito. And don't forget, if you are a great football forecaster, text Big Game, no space, Big Game to 844-970-1990, 844-970-1990. And as always, I ask, set that first radio preset button to come back here and join us every Sunday morning right here on Go Country. Thanks to Josh who's engineering us today, and of course a special thanks to you for spending a little bit of your day with us. That's all for Ron Siegel Radio. Again, if you have any questions or to meet any of our guests, call me anytime, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. And remember, make a lot of money so you can help a lot of people and have a lot of fun. Have a great day. We'll talk to you next time on Ron Siegel Radio.
Push me over the limit. I'd like to call him something. I think I'll just call it a day.